Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, April 3rd.
As local government, we must prioritize economic growth to create jobs, keep up with rising costs, and maintain a competitive advantage.
Flagler County has launched a collaborative economic development initiative with local municipalities that aims to diversify the tax base to benefit residents. County Administrator Heidi Petito says residential properties account for the county's largest tax base, but the county has an opportunity to grow its commercial tax base.
We can't rely on residential properties to carry the weight of providing services. Residential properties are capped at that 3% for homestead and then 10% for non-homesteaded. There is legislature out there this year that looks to reduce that cap. I think it was down to 2%. These caps don't apply to commercial and industrial property. Therefore, they tend to pay a little bit more in the tax base. And typically, your businesses are using less of the services than what your residents would use.
Petito says construction and leisure hospitality jobs rank well above the state and the U.S. in percentage of jobs. Two areas where Flagler could stand to do better when it comes to jobs?
Manufacturing and financial activities. So those would be two areas that as a community we should consider expanding, especially as our community continues to grow and we're looking at bringing in what type of businesses.
Other targeted industries include aviation and aerospace, agri-technology, and life sciences and healthcare. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
Flagler School Board member Sally Hunt and Wadsworth Elementary School Principal Paul Peacock apparently colluded to attempt to speed up a vote on Superintendent Kathy Middlestat's contract. The two had been texting about it, with Peacock going so far as to provide a script to Hunt. Before the texts were made public, Hunt told WNZF those conversations extended beyond Peacock.
I've talked with a lot of people. I've spent hours with a lot of people, community leaders, staff, district level leaders. I've talked with a lot of people. And so to kind of have this idea that I'm just speaking with one principal at one school is really just disappointing.
Peacock has threatened to sue the district over a demotion, but Hunt says she knew nothing about it.
That's new to me. I did not know that. And so, the readers get to see, Sally has been spending time at Wadsworth and she should have known better. He's suing the district. Sally didn't know he was going to be suing the district.
Hunt has repeatedly insisted there's no conspiracy and that she's just doing her due diligence as a school board member. The board is slated to vote on Middlestat's contract tomorrow. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
A renowned motivational speaker and wrestling champion speaks at the Flagler County Sheriff's Office agency-wide meetings.
Sheriff Rick Staley says it was part of the annual agency-wide meetings held last month.
We brought in Mark Mero, an internationally known wrestler and boxer that has won championships and belts. He has an amazing story to tell about making choices and how choices you make can affect your loved ones, the people that you work with in your personal life. He delivered an amazing story that, based on the results from our employees, touched every one of them.
At the meetings, Staley unveiled a pair of new programs.
We rolled out the Flagler Sheriff's Leadership Institute as part of our professional development and accreditation section. We also rolled out the Sheriff's Office Resiliency Program, since we know that our employees deal with so many tragedies and violent offenses and handle calls that most people will never even know about.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
Strategic planning is getting underway in Palm Coast.
Palm Coast has begun its annual strategic action planning process, which includes a collaborative effort to determine the city's priorities for the upcoming year. The process involves city council and city officials working together to identify key issues and create a plan to address them. Palm Coast Assistant City Manager Lauren Johnston.
A strategic plan describes how these goals will be achieved and what resources will be used to achieve them, and also how we set the stage for our timeline as we approach the budget process.
City staff will make edits to the presented priorities and will return to the City Council workshop meeting on April 25th for additional discussion and direction. Some of the priorities include developing economic opportunity tools and communication strategies to support and sustain small businesses. A millage rate should be revenue neutral for taxpayers, and develop a plan for the maintenance of the saltwater canals. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
How do teachers and other staff members at Flagler County Schools help students with their mental health issues?
Superintendent Kathy Middlestat said on a recent episode of Common Grounds that the pandemic has shown that students need help with their mental health. She said that the first line of help is those in place in the district trained to identify those issues.
The second component to that is we have a mental health coordinator, and she oversees our social workers throughout the school district. And that's another level that we provide some on-school site assistance.
Middlestat said that the school district has help from other outside agencies as well. Students and families can get help there. Common Grounds is on WNZF Sunday mornings at 10 and on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, grading the schools. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.